Okay, so I've been thinking about this and my brain is basically running on fumes right now. It's like 3 a.m. and I should definitely be asleep, but I've been staring at the ceiling overthinking the General Hospital spoilers for the week of April 6th to the 10th of April 2026. Like, there is so much happening and I'm trying to organize my thoughts, but they just keep spiraling. Here's what's bugging me. Carly is apparently about to take center stage again. I mean, of course she is, it's Carly, but the way the spoilers frame it, she's coming out on top after an action-packed week. But wait, what does that even mean in the context of everything else? Because she's secretly allied with Valentine Cassadine, who is literally a fugitive, and Jack Brennan is hovering around her like a hawk, I feel like this is all going to blow up in her face. Actually, no. First, I should mention what's happening with Sunny and Sidwell, because that's the actual foundation of the chaos right now. Okay, wait, let me back up. So Sunny showed his face at Marco Rios' funeral, which was honestly a wild move. Like, I get that Sunny was trying to push for peace or whatever, but Jen Sidwell is a grieving father who is 100% convinced Sunny had Marco killed. And obviously, we know Ross Cullum is the one who actually stabbed Marco, but Sidwell doesn't know that. So Sidwell threatens Sunny, and the Monday spoilers say Sunny issues a warning right back to his enemy. It's weird. Like, really weird. The whole thing is just weird. Why would Sunny poke the bear when Sidwell is already on the warpath and out for blood? I think Sunny is relying way too much on Rick Lansing right now. Rick is his new favorite attorney, and Sunny has a request for him on Friday, but can we really trust Rick? I mean, I know Rick claims he's changed, but I've been watching this show since like 2015. Well, actually way before that. But you know what I mean, and Rick always has an angle. Always. But then again, that doesn't explain why Sidwell is suddenly confiding in Ava Jerome on Wednesday. Ava! Like, of all people. Sidwell is opening up to Ava about his grief and his anger towards Sunny. I mean, not exactly surprising since Ava loves a dangerous man, but kind of. Because Ava shares a daughter with Sunny. If Sidwell is plotting vengeful moves against Sunny, Ava is playing a very dangerous game by getting close to him. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Ava thinks she can control Sidwell. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed they were practically clinching in front of that painting a few weeks ago, so the romantic tension is definitely there. But Ava always gets burned when she plays both sides. What was I saying? Oh, right, Sunny's warning to Sidwell. I just feel like Sunny is underestimating how far Sidwell will go. Sidwell is a guy who paralyzed Drew Kane just for leverage. He's not going to just back down because Sunny gave him a stern talking to. Anyway, the point is... Wait, what was the point? Oh, the kids! The kids are stressing me out so much! Danny is spending more time with Charlotte on Monday, and this is a ticking time bomb. Basically, Danny has this hunch that Jason is covering for someone regarding the Cullum shooting. And Charlotte is snooping around, and we know Charlotte is probably going to find out the truth that Rocco Falconeri is the one who actually shot Cullum in the back to save Jason and Britt. Charlotte lives under the same roof as Rocco. She's going to figure it out. But will she tell Danny? I feel like she might stay silent for Rocco's sake, but Danny is suffering so much. Danny just watched his dad get hauled away by the WSB. It's sort of heartbreaking because Danny is just desperate for answers, and Charlotte holds the key. But if Charlotte tells Danny, Danny might blow the whole cover-up, and then Rocco's life is ruined. It's a mess, a total mess. And speaking of Rocco, Dante is finally seeking answers on Tuesday. Dante is grilling Lulu because he found out from Elizabeth, not Lulu, which is a huge red flag for Dante that Rocco was at the hospital for a cut hand. Lulu is left concerned, and honestly, she should be terrified. Dante is a cop. He's not stupid. He's going to put the pieces together. Rocco cutting his hand at the exact same time and place that Cullum got shot? Come on! Lulu is trying to maintain this massive cover-up with Nathan, who is actually Cassius Faison, which is a whole other rabbit hole I can't even go down right now without losing my mind. But Dante is going to crack Lulu, or he's going to crack Rocco. The guilt is already eating Rocco alive. I think it was episode 12? Or 13? Somewhere around there where Rocco looked like he was about to have a panic attack. If Dante pushes hard enough, the truth is coming out, and then Jason's sacrifice will be for nothing. Okay, I know I just said the opposite, but hear me out. What if Jason wants the truth to come out eventually? No, that doesn't make sense. Jason is stoic. He takes the fall. That's what he does. But Britt is the wild card here. On Tuesday, someone has an ultimatum for Britt. We know it's Cullum. Cullum is awake, he's dangerous, and he's refusing to surrender any more of Britt's Huntington's medication until she reveals who actually shot him on Pier 55. This is so sick. Cullum is basically holding Britt's life hostage. Britt doesn't even know who pulled the trigger yet, but Cullum suspects she's covering for someone, and if Rocco confesses to Britt, which I totally think is going to happen, Britt is going to be reeling. She's going to realize why Jason is taking the fall, and she'll become equally determined to protect Rocco. But how can she protect Rocco if Cullum is denying her the meds she needs to survive? It's basically a death sentence for her unless she gives up a teenager. Let me pivot for a second because my brain is jumping to Wednesday. Isaiah agrees to keep someone's secret. What secret? There are too many secrets. Okay, let's look at the Ashford drama. Stella has a request for Portia on Monday. Stella is always meddling. She probably wants Portia to either back off Curtis or commit to him, especially with the whole Jordan pregnancy thing hovering around. But wait, is Portia having a pregnancy scare of her own? The spoilers hinted at Portia having moments of distress. If Portia is pregnant with Isaiah's baby, or Curtis's baby, that would be insane. So maybe Isaiah is keeping Portia's pregnancy scare a secret? Or maybe, and this is a deep cut, maybe Isaiah is hiding Trina and Kai's secret about Willow shooting Drew. Kai let it slip about the ringtone. If Isaiah finds out, he might keep it quiet to protect Trina. I don't know, I'm just throwing things at the wall here. But Isaiah keeping a secret is definitely going to blow up in his face because secrets in Port Charles have a shelf life of like 2 weeks. And then there's the date night disaster on Tuesday. Gio and Emma Scorpio Drake. Disaster strikes their date night. I mean, Gio owes someone an apology on Wednesday, so clearly he messes up big time. Maybe he brings up something inappropriate, or maybe they just have zero chemistry. Honestly, I kinda don't care about Gio and Emma right now when there is literal mob warfare and WSB espionage happening, but I guess the show needs to pace itself. Probably Gio will try to make it up to her with that Broadway trip they mentioned before. It's cute, but like, can we get back to Carly? Yes, Carly, Thursday and Friday. Carly becomes wary, and Brennan makes a revelation. This is the big one. Brennan has been digging, and he's going to find out about Carly and Valentine's alliance. Valentine is a wanted man, and Carly is hiding him and plotting with him. Brennan is the head of the WSB, well, kind of. It's complicated with Cullum. When Brennan makes this revelation, Carly is going to freak out. The spoilers say Carly is forced to take action on Wednesday, and by Friday she takes on an opposer. That opposer has to be Brennan. Carly and Brennan have this weird, sizzling chemistry, but they are also totally using each other. If Brennan threatens to expose Valentine, Carly is going to go scorched earth. I can just see her yelling in his office, doing that thing where she points her finger and glares. Carly always thinks she's the smartest person in the room, but Brennan is a literal spy. She's playing out of her league. But then again, the spoilers say it's an action-packed week that leaves her coming out on top. So maybe she outsmarts Brennan? Or blackmails him? I don't know, it's gonna be intense. Wait, I completely forgot about Christina and Jacinda. Thursday spoilers say Christina may finally tell Jacinda about her past. Okay, this is actually huge. Christina has been getting so close to Jacinda, who is Michael's girlfriend. And Christina has this dark history. She was abused by Kiefer Bauer years ago, and then she had that massive crush on Ethan Lovett, who was super protective of her but ultimately put her in the friend zone. Why is Christina bringing up Ethan now? Because Ethan is coming back! The spoilers said Ethan Lovett is returning to Port Charles in mid-April. My brain is literally exploding. If Christina is talking about Ethan right before he returns, that means they are setting up a reunion. But Christina is currently vibing with Jacinda. Is Christina gonna be torn between Ethan and Jacinda? Or is Ethan coming back for a totally different reason? Like, what if Ethan is the father of Delilah's baby? The timeline kinda works if he was off-screen doing whatever Ethan does. But if Ethan comes back and gets involved with Christina again, that's gonna be so nostalgic. I just hope they don't ruin his character. Let me look at Friday again. Laura needs Curtis's help. Laura is still dealing with the Sidwell blackmail regarding the zoning and the Martin Gray situation. Sidwell basically forced Martin out of town. Laura is drowning. Why would she need Curtis? Curtis runs the Savoy, but he also has investigative skills. Maybe Laura wants Curtis to dig up dirt on Sidwell? But Curtis is already dealing with his own distress over Portia and Jordan. I feel like Laura's just dragging Curtis into a mess he doesn't need. And Sonny has a request for Rick. We talked about this. Rick is going to do something shady for Sonny to get back at Sidwell. It's a cycle. Marco is dead, Sidwell wants revenge, Sonny wants to protect himself, Cullum is manipulating everything from a hospital bed, and Jason is rotting in a WSB cell. It's a lot. I'm exhausted just typing this. I keep second-guessing every theory I have. Like, what if Cullum isn't the one who gives Britt the ultimatum? What if it's Cassius? No, the spoilers said Cullum refuses to surrender the meds. It has to be Cullum. But Cassius is delivering warnings too. The whole fake Nathan thing is so bizarre. Maxie is off contract now, so she's not even around to deal with the fallout when Cassius is exposed. It's just Lulu. Lulu is carrying the entire emotional weight of the Rocco cover-up and the Nathan imposter storyline. I feel bad for her, but also, she's lying to Dante, which never ends well. Anyway, I need to go to sleep. My brain is just a puddle of General Hospital conspiracy theories right now. Carly is going to scream at Brennan, Sonny is going to start a mob war, Britt is going to have a breakdown, and I am going to be watching every single second of it. Wait, what was I saying about Isaiah? Oh, whatever, I'll figure it out tomorrow.